Hey folks, Kevin here. Welcome back to another episode of the Wagon Wheel of Wisdom. As usual, got the wagon wheel behind me and hopefully a little wisdom up here to help you on your way. Today I'm going to talk about, again, my journey, and it is post-breakup. I'm embracing the aspect of MGTOW, men going their own way, and I'd also like to talk about the mindset of the cheater a little bit and how that's going to come into play here. So I was going through some YouTube videos and one person had brought up something rather unique, and it was, and I'm talking about if you've been in a relationship with somebody who has accused you of cheating while you're completely loyal to them. And in my experience, if I've ever been in a relationship where that person's accusing you of cheating, it's probably them doing it. And if you ever need any validation as to this, I think I'm onto something here. When you break up with somebody and you feel broken, just like I do, just like I'm sure all of you do, you want to heal. Loyal people are strong enough with their own self to heal inside, to take a break from relationships, to set aside the BS and rebuild themselves. To give you an excellent metaphor, I personally feel right now like I'm a building that's about to fall down and I got scaffolding all around me. Like, this structure needs some work without question. Now, watch your partner, or I guess that's a psycho thing to say, but if your partner hops into another relationship immediately, I would be willing to bet they are a cheater because they need that validation to feed that ego of theirs on a next level. So just kind of keep that in mind. Loyal people know this. Cheaters would be like, but go ahead and be like that. You know who you are and you know what you're doing. So men going their own way. Initially, and again, I will always be honest and transparent with you. When I was broken up with, or ghosted for that matter, by a very, incredibly manipulative individual with the things she said to me. Called me troubled, told me there's guys like me in every street corner, after I had asked if she had met somebody. Give me a second, plane going overhead. That's what happens when you kind of live by an airport. But just said some incredibly crappy things to me, also saying that I don't need to date, and you're not wrong, but don't tell me what to do. And when I had asked if she was cheating on me or met somebody, she looked down and away and said no. What do you guys think? If I was playing poker, would I call that bluff? I have no proof, but people that accuse you of things are typically the ones doing them, cheating nonetheless. And if that was my experience with that narcissistic ex before her, was she was always out doing the dirt while accusing you of it. And it was incredible, because it really truly messes with your mind to try and convey to somebody who you're completely loyal to that you're not doing that. But I digress. So here is what I'm embracing along this journey of men going their own way. I was on a dating site on Match for about, I think I lasted maybe 2-3 days. Bumble, the same. I saw her on there, my latest ex, and the funny thing is all she could do while we were together was rail about how her ex was an alcoholic while completely denying her own alcoholism. I'm a health guy, man, and in that relationship I could feel my health deteriorating with the amount we went out, because I too was going along with the drinking, making bad decisions. But as far as the men going their own way journey, and that's why I'm talking about it, I am not drinking anymore. It's been coming up on 3 months now. Feel amazing. Cutting weed out of my life too. I had smoked recently, I don't know, call it a week ago, and haven't smoked since. But I used to be a daily smoker of that too, just numbing out my emotions. And since we broke up, I have been smoking far less than ever before, but I'm quitting that crap. I don't need it. I feel at a lower vibration level when I smoke it now. That the high is there at first, but then the low is just like, it's so great in between the two. So that's something else I'm embracing. But on this journey, you guys, what I'm realizing is, as much as it hurt and sucked to get broken up with, I think she gave me the greatest freaking gift I could possibly imagine. I'm not saying it's not gonna hurt. It freaking hurts. And this one hurts in ways that I have never experienced before in my life. It hurts. Still to this day, I get spun up about things, and normally I can set these bags down and move on, but man, for whatever reason, it really nuked my insides. But back to dating, I'd get messages from women on there, dude. This environment's out of control. And again, from an energetic level, I don't have the energy, and I want to use my time for me to heal, because I am a loyal individual and I don't need to be validated by another person or another woman. I have all of my internal validation right here. All I need to move on in life. I've been through some hell in life. My brother died when I was 9 years old. He was 13. I was the one that found my father after he killed himself. He shot himself in the head. I was the one that found him. My mother remarried in '06, and her husband then passed away in 2017. One of the greatest men I've ever known. Ever known. That was hard. I've been through a divorce, which, cost me half of my son's life. Not really. I shouldn't say that. But we live, 15, 20 minutes apart, and now we have an incredible relationship where we actually hang out from time to time, my ex-wife and I, and we went on a Harley ride together with our son, just to give him some family time, because I'm not wired to hate people. I'm not wired to be resentful. I might be angry initially, but at the end of the day, I can set those bags down, like I had said. I'm still angry in some capacity with my ex because of the things she said to me at the end. Calling me troubled really hurt. I know I've got my problems. I know I do. But I brought the best of me and gave that to you. You were insecure during our relationship. You were hypercritical of so many people. All she could do was talk shit about her ex-husband, her family, her friends, her co-workers, just one of those people, while never ever actually looking inward. So you get the idea of who I'm dealing with, somebody with a giant ego. And after saying all of this crap to me and telling me I shouldn't date and and like messing with my head, I know you won't wait for me, she goes, do you think she's ever once reached out and actually apologized via a phone call, a FaceTime, or wanted to meet in person? No. I'm blocked, ghosted, and anytime I've ever reached out to her to ask for an apology, leave me alone, she goes. And she's on dating sites now. So somebody look me in the eye and tell me who's the one here who has a giant ego on their shoulder. And they were divorced the same time I was. If you're still ripping on your ex-husband to this day, I don't think they're the problem. I don't. You're the problem. You can't forgive anybody. And if there's one thing that I hope in my universal gift to her, with all of the love in my heart, because it needs to happen for you to become a better person, is in the death of your ego. I don't know what catalyst it's going to take to knock you down a frickin' peg or two. She's also a woman that climbs up the corporate ladder, and guys, I would never survive in that environment, because it's full of just male and female douchebags that will stand on one another, smile down their nose at you just to gain a little bit, and think they're so freaking good and cool. And I'll tell you right now, it is one of the highest rates of infidelity, alcoholism, drug abuse, narcissism, and egos. That is the corporate America structure at large, with these people that keep climbing up into the executive level. Now, I'm not saying that all of them are like that. This one in particular, and the people probably she surrounds herself with, just full-on ego, attention seekers that have to be noticed. And when you don't feed that attention, and that's the other important part here. I made the mistake of trying to reach out and contact her, begging her not to go, blah, blah, blah. Let them go. If somebody can say those things to you and accuse you of cheating, let them go. It'll be the greatest gift they ever give you, because once you turn that corner of the pain, the hurt, the anger, the bargaining, the world shifts for you. It really begins to work for you if you're loyal to yourself. That's why I love embracing this men going their own way thing. I at first balked at it and laughed at it, but I really like it. It's not to say that I still don't have my ups and downs with this, and think about her. I do. I do, because we had some great times together. But then I wonder, in my head, like, well, who was I with? What person? But we still had some great times together. And I hope like hell that ego of hers dies. But it's going to be a hell of a death for her, because it's, for somebody that's 5'3", that's an awfully large ego on such a small frame. So, and I'm 6'3", guys. I'd like to think I'm pretty humble. I'd like to think that I sit there and listen to people. I would like to think that my advice is here to help you get better and help you get through things, because when the day ends, that's what I feel I have to offer to the world, is that. Again, I'm not the only one going through this journey in life, man. People get broken up with all the time, and now this whole ghosting thing, this whole going around just hopping from person to person, like, doesn't anybody put in the work anymore? Doesn't anybody try? Why is it just about the euphoric feeling, the highs in a relationship for some of these people? I don't get it. There's gonna be lows. Those lows make you stronger partners. I was vulnerable enough to admit to her about me feeling down and depressed, and I just needed a little space. And because her ego was so damn big, she took it as an insult that, number one, I'm seeing somebody else and I want to break up. It's like, no. I need a little bit of space. I need to back off the throttle here. Let me catch some momentum. And I promise you I will come back a better man. It doesn't mean I want to break up. It didn't mean that at all. And then 3 weeks later, guess who broke up with me? It's still mind-blowing. After saying, yeah, I got your back. Yeah, no, you don't. You just got your back while you're turning your back on me. But that's cool. You just let somebody go out into the world that has something amazing to offer, the right person. And I believe, too, energetically, that when I build myself up, I'm not even going to have to search for that person. They're going to look for me, and they will find me. And it'll be incredible. It'll be incredible, you guys. That's why I think, male or female, embrace the going your own way for a while. And this will reach the right people. The people that were loyal. The people that worked hard in the relationship. The people that it was never a me situation. It was we. It was we. Treat the other person how you want to be treated, and I know those people exist. I know the dating sphere right now is a damn cesspool of females treating men like their numbers, and males treating females like their numbers just to get up the body count, who have no intention of actually getting in good relationships. But the odd thing is, you're taking people like me and like us and breaking us down. I know at the end we're going to come out better, but man, it really does devastate a lot of people. And I'll tell you one thing, suicide rates, all-time highs right now. You never know where a person is at their emotional state. And I'll tell you what, towards the end of the relationship, I was at an emotional low, and then I got broken up with. Had I not been through the things I've been in my past, I'm not quite certain I wouldn't have entertained that thought as well. That's the real. Spread freaking love around. And it's why with my narcissistic ex, the reason I have a relationship now with my ex-wife that we never did before after the divorce, I forgive people. I'm not wired to hate you. I still, in some capacity, not in a physical or intimate level, love my ex-wife. I would do anything for her. I would do anything for her. Why not? My son gets to see that too. Doesn't make me a pushover because I have firm boundaries with her. And even I'll throw in some, she's one of those people, I don't need a man. Like she's got a little bit of an ego too. I laugh at her now because it's kind of funny and cute. But anytime she'll ask me for help with something, it's like, who needs a man now? And I'll usually get some, like you back or something like that. But it's all good. Like it's fun banter to me. And it's cool that we can have that dynamic. And now with my ex, on the other hand, hates her ex-husband. I think because egotistical people in some capacity hate themselves. I don't think they know what love is. And when somebody like me comes along, or like you, loyal people, when you bring them love, it scares the crap out of them, and they're going to do you dirty. Egos will always do you dirty in the end. It is a 100% certainty, because you will exhaust all of your energy on them, and they will hit you and knock you down at your lowest. Because from an egotistical perspective, they need the highs of life. Oh, they'll tell you that relationships need work, and I was told that by my last one. Relationships take work. Well, that's funny. I seem to be doing all of it. So, in my weakness in those moments, Kevin needs to come up with some stronger boundaries and saying no. Have some confidence. And I know if you're wired like me, you just want to see the best in people. You want the best in people. But you need to notice the worst in them too. Because those animals, that's the real them. And there are a lot of them out there. A lot of broken people out there. A lot of people hurting. And if you notice the world right now, just the way people communicate online to one another, and just how absolutely freaking cruel they are. Like it is mic drop, slit the throat moments for these people, and they get off on that. It is a feeding frenzy. A feeding frenzy. Once you begin to have the death of your own ego, you'll see this. It will become obvious to you. It will become more obvious on who to stay away from. Don't listen to people's words, watch their actions. Well, excuse me, listen to their words, but also watch their actions. But what I'm saying is don't take what they're saying at face value. Allow them to prove it to you. Do not blindly trust people. Do not. It will be to the detriment of yourself. However, the one thing that I'm grateful for is the breakup now. Yes, it hurts. Still hurts. Still bothers me. But setting those bags down one bag at a time. A lot of luggage behind me. A lot of luggage. I've often wondered though if it's not something to do with a lot of childhood wounding in me, all coming to the surface. But since I've quit booze, quit weed, I'm doing the no fap thing. I feel incredible. Not dating, semen retention. These are all disciplines I'm doing at the same time, because I know in the end, much like my workout regimen, getting in the gym and lifting weights, you don't build muscle in week one, guys, girls. You don't. You don't. This takes time. It is a process. Learn to love you. Learn to look at your mirror and look in the mirror and be okay with that person standing there looking back at you. You did everything you could. You did everything you could, and you have to be okay with that. In my mind, after the breakup, I was, if I would have done this different, and if I would have done this different. And I do regret some things I said to her, in part. But I think back to the shit she said to me first, and I know that's they pushed me, I'm going to push back mentality. I know it is. I should have been the bigger person and just said no problem and just leave him with that. No problem. You can have the breakup. But I didn't. I became weak. I became reactive. I'd like to sit here and tell you that that's normal. I can't say one way or the other. Some of the things I said to her, it basically meant I gave all my power away, and guess who I acted just like? Her. Making me a hypocrite in some capacity. So again, this is a learning process. Life is a school. Do not give up on yourself. Take the anger, take the emotional sadness, take all of that and reinvest that into you. Believe me, that investment will pay off long term. And by God, don't give up. Don't take that next terrible step that my father did. Don't end it. Love you and love the people around you, and that does include those exes. You can be pissed at them. You gotta forgive them though. It doesn't mean you need to forget, because the forgetting part is just being naive. Remember those things and remember what to look for next time when the right person does come along. But again, it's my belief that once you really rebuild yourself and take away that scaffolding, the right tenant will come along. And I hope you get what I mean. Instead of the fruit stripe gum people, the ones that, oh my God, this is great out of the gate, and then all of a sudden it's like, what, this gum sucks. Do you get what I mean by that? Meaning it's all euphoric and the big highs right out of the gate, and all of a sudden it's just followed by, ugh. Spit that crap out, you guys. This is Kevin here at the Wagon Wheel of Wisdom. Got a truck going by. It's a busy street out there. Planes, trucks, things like that. If you find value in these videos, please like, subscribe, share. I really want to build up a good fan base. I hope that the messages I'm sending do reach people. They come from a great place. You're going to see me all over the map, but that's how I process things in my head. I have to go one spectrum to the other. I have regrets. I'm going to be vulnerable. I'm going to tell you things that not many people know about, but in the end of the day, I think that's what this is all about. We need to become better people, more vulnerable, people to talk to, people who can be talked to, and people who can converse back in a healthy way instead of coming from a place of ego where it's all about me, because it isn't, damn it. It isn't. Life is not about just you. Love whoever you can, and whatever that means for you. Because if you sit there and you're going to remain pissed off and in that element of hatred towards somebody, take it from me, you don't gain any traction that way. That's the wheels are just going to sit there and spin and spin and spin. And I'm not saying you need to go on Harley rides with your ex-wife, but make it so they act a little weird around you because you're actually being nice to them. Because they're not going to get it out of the gate. And then it'll be like, are you feeling okay? Huh? You're not mad at me? Like, there's no point in it anymore. And the other thing is, guys, your kids will see that. Your kids will see that. They'll truly, they also grow up around other parents that are divorced, and they probably hear the conversations. I know my son has talked to me about it, and I've talked to other divorced parents, including this ex-girlfriend, who just talk so much trash about their exes. And why? He cheated on you? What the fuck does that have to do with me? Nothing. Nothing. But that's on them. It's not on you. So be strong, become a great person, because I'm telling you, and I've said this in other videos, that is the best revenge you can ever have on anybody. They'll see who you become, and they'll regret doing you dirty. They'll regret it, because egos need to be fed. You are their food. And when they think that they can break you, sometimes that happens, but I tell you what, man, when you're at the bottom, that trajectory to come up, it's a lonely path. It really is, because everything changes. You do not go into it and come out the same person. I'm just going to tell you that right now. You do not become the same person, and that's the point. So be grateful for the breakup. 9 months could have turned into 2 years of hell. So establish healthy boundaries, learn the art of saying no. But after that breakup, you guys, don't date. Just my advice, you do you. Not going to tell you what to do, but just from my perspective, do the hard work. It will all be worth it. Hope you guys have a great day.